Hello there! Today I am here with my 30-week pregnancy update. So I'm lagging a little bit behind on this 30-week pregnancy update because I did go out of town to visit my family as well as having my baby shower here at home. So the past week or so has been extremely hectic and I finally have a chance to sit down to do my 30-week pregnancy update. So I'm hoping that I'm on as close to my symptoms as possible because I am well into my 31st week. So I just wanted to get this video made for you guys and for myself because, like I said, I want to remember this entire pregnancy. So let me just go ahead and dive on in. So like I said before, this is my 30-week pregnancy update. How many times can I say that? We have 10 weeks left of this pregnancy. Oh my God. I can't believe how fast everything is starting to go by. The beginning of the pregnancy seemed to go by so miserably slow, especially because I was sick every single day and I was in school, adding a whole lot more stress on top of my life. So I just can't believe that we're literally 10 weeks away from this baby being here. I feel like it's not enough time. I am beginning to stress out a little bit. My pre-pregnancy weight was 98 pounds and currently I weigh 125 pounds. So I've put on roughly about 27 pounds. My weight does kind of fluctuate between morning and night. Obviously, in the evening, my weight is a lot heavier because I've been eating throughout the day and drinking a ton of water. So by the time I wake up in the morning, I have lost a couple of those pounds. I believe last night when I weighed myself, or this morning, I think it may have been this morning, I weighed 125 pounds. So for me, that is the most I have ever weighed. I have always struggled gaining weight, so for me to actually have this amount of weight on me is interesting. My face is a lot more full these days than it usually is. Normally I have very sucked in cheeks and like hollowed eyes, and just, you know, being able to gain this weight and like put a little bit of weight on my face, I actually really like the way that my face looks. My body I'm still a little bit indifferent about because I'm not used to having a big bulge on my tummy, and I have gained quite a bit in my hips, so it's definitely a whole new experience, especially playing around with clothes because most of my clothes do not fit me anymore. Something that you might notice, you know, coming into your third trimester is the fact that hormones are going to be raging again. I was extremely emotional and hormonal during the first trimester of my pregnancy. I literally cried almost every single day. I've gotten a lot better since then, but now coming into my third trimester of pregnancy, my 30-week mark, I have been noticing a lot of emotions again. Especially when I was leaving to go travel to visit my family. Randy ended up staying home and I cried probably for like 20 minutes before I left the house, and he was actually really worried about me and he considered coming with me, but I was able to make it on my own and I did just fine. It was just, I'm assuming the pregnancy hormones. I was literally just out of my mind bawling, but we made it through that. So that's just something that you can expect to experience coming into or being in your third trimester. There are some health tips according to my Baby Bump app that you should be focusing on, especially for the next few weeks, and that's Kegels, because getting closer to childbirth, your urinary tract muscles are getting a lot weaker, especially with the baby pushing on your bladder. So to make sure that you're keeping those muscles strong is extremely important, not only for pre-birth but also post-birth, because I have heard a lot of women have problems with incontinence. I don't think that's the right word, incontinence. Is that like not being able to get a boner or is that not being able to pee? I'm not sure. Awkward. Anyways, a lot of women deal with basically leaking themselves, leakage we'll say, after they have their child. So just preparing yourself beforehand is something that can help you lessen the discomfort of post-birth. So that's something that my app does recommend this week. If you don't know how to do Kegels, just go ahead and type it into Google really quick. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you. Maybe I'll make another video on how to do Kegels. Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into my symptoms for my 30 weeks of pregnancy. So I dealt with morning sickness practically my entire pregnancy. There have been a few weeks on and off when I haven't been as sick, but my 30-week mark, I did get sick about half of the week. It could have just been stress related. When I do get stressed out, I notice that I get a lot more nauseous and sick than I do when I just don't have anything to do, when I know that I can just sit at home and relax. So I try to keep myself relaxed and stress-free because I have noticed, like I said, when I get stressed out, I do notice a lot more nausea and stuff like that. As I mentioned before, I've been extremely emotional, not nearly as emotional as my first trimester of pregnancy. My first trimester of pregnancy was extremely rough for me. There was a lot of things to come to terms with. The fact that I was a full-time college student, the fact that I never planned on having a child, the fact that I was getting accustomed to this whole new experience of being pregnant, because if you have never been pregnant before, it is something that you just can't imagine if you've never been pregnant. It is, you know, I know everybody experiences pregnancy differently, but for me, it was something that I thought was going to be a lot easier than it actually turned out to be. So I haven't necessarily enjoyed my entire pregnancy like some women say that they do, but I enjoy my baby and I'm so excited for him to be here. So the fact of not enjoying my pregnancy really isn't a big deal to me, as long as I can nurture and love this baby inside of me, and when he comes out of me, I am extremely happy. Like I said, I really don't care whether I enjoyed my pregnancy too much or not. I am kind of regretting not being able to reflect on my pregnancy as much as I wish to in the earlier stages, but now that I have a lot more time off and I'm able to think about my pregnancy, it gives me a lot more mental stability in the fact that I am pregnant and I am having this baby. So the third trimester hasn't been nearly emotional for me as the first trimester was. I have also noticed huge baby movements in the past week. He literally just, man, he goes and goes and goes, and it's to the point where you can see my entire belly shifting. And Randy, I was so excited when I first started feeling those little bumps, you know, the little flutters that everybody talks about. And I was so excited to show Randy, and he would feel them, but you know, it wasn't nearly as exciting as now. Last night he was touching my belly, and all of a sudden the baby was just going crazy, and he asked if it was me or if it was the baby, and I told him it was the baby, and he kind of freaked out and told me that he doesn't think that he would be able to handle pregnancy if he was the one who had to do it, which I don't think he could. It's a really tough experience, and he is pretty queasy when it comes to like medical differences, so it's definitely a shocking experience for both of us to be able to actually see the baby and like feel him moving as heavily as he has. You can tell that he's getting stronger in there, and it's so amazing, and it's really, really exciting actually. Along with the big movements that I've been feeling, I've also been experiencing a lot of bowel differences. Some days I'm extremely constipated, while other days I have just extreme diarrhea. And I know you're probably like, TMI, Danielle, we did not want to know that, but that is something that I have personally been dealing with. So I have just been trying to eat a lot of fruit to make sure that I keep my intestines going and keeping everything in the shuffle. I don't know. Another thing that I'm thinking probably actually has caused some of those issues is the fact that I have been extremely hungry lately, and I have not stopped eating. I literally eat constantly, all day, every day. As soon as I'm done, I go and pick up another snack, and that is just not like me at all. If you know me, I eat my meals, but I'm not really a big snacker. I don't really eat between meals, so that's something that has been a major change for me. Also, something that I've been dealing with, which I thought I was experiencing my 29th week, but I've experienced it more so this week, is Braxton Hicks contractions, where I have been getting sharp pains through my vaginal canal, and as well as that, my lower abdomen gets really tight occasionally, and I'm assuming that has something to do with it. I also had this really weird experience, which I'm thinking is probably in my 31st week, but since I just experienced it the other day, I really want to share it with you guys. It felt like the baby was starting to shift into maybe his head down position. I'm not exactly sure. I need to wait until I go to the doctor to kind of see what position he's in. But it felt like my pelvis was separating, and I heard like cracking, and it literally felt like, I don't know how to explain it other than like somebody scratching stuff and like pulling apart my pelvis. And it was literally the weirdest feeling I've ever felt. I was in extreme pain and discomfort for a few minutes after that, but after it passed, I felt a lot better. So I haven't had anything like that happen again, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on down there, but it was really, really weird. And the last symptom that I've been experiencing in my 30 weeks of pregnancy is nervousness. It has become so real that this baby is almost here that I have literally just, my nerves have been shot. It's extremely terrifying when you're on your first child and you get to that point of like there's no turning back now. And I know even it's probably the same way with your second, third, fourth, you know, even fifth children or so on. But, you know, for it to be a first time experience, it's something that is just mind-blowing because you don't know what it's like to have a child. You don't know what the experience is like. You've never been through it. The only thing that you know is from what you've seen and what you've heard. And I have not heard very many great things about childbirth, so that's something that I'm pretty terrified for. I know Randy, we went over to a friend's house the other day and they have a 6-month-old baby, and he was sitting there and I was playing with the baby and he just got really queasy and nauseous because everything just kind of set in with him. I guess he really realized that, like, wow, this baby's almost here and this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. But other than that, that's basically the gist of what I've been experiencing for my 30 weeks of pregnancy. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my little baby bump really quick before I end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me go ahead and show you my bump now. This is my bump with my shirt on. And this is my bump with the shirt off. My belly button has really started to protrude. And I am so round, it's insane. I'm actually really interested to see how much bigger I am going to get because I feel like I'm going to pop. I just wanted to say thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and like this video. I have just a couple more weeks worth of updates throughout my pregnancy, and then little baby Zephyr will be here and I will start doing updates on his growth. So it'll be a whole new fun experience. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.